I don't know any of my Christian friends who are openly hostile or mean or cold to homosexuals. Now, I know people are, but I don't personally know anybody like that. But here's what I do know, is a lot of my homosexual friends are very mean and very spiteful, and they're very hate-filled towards people who merely say that Christianity says and teaches that homosexuality is wrong. And they will destroy people. And that, to me, you are what your fruit. God tells you, you will expose yourself by your fruit. And what I'm seeing in the homosexual community is a tendency towards fascism, hatred, shutting down speech, and that's not the values of an American. So I know that the homosexual community is always talking about how everybody's hating on them, but I'll tell you, in my lifetime, I think it's switched. I think it's switched, man.
Yeah.
I think they've been persecuted in the past. I think they've been hurt, and I think they've allowed that hurt to turn into bitterness.
Yeah, and don't that kind of makes you feel this, in any group of people that's been oppressed. I think that they hold a certain hostile, you know what I'm saying? You can tell, like, when your son is mad at you, you're like, man, I can tell you feel some kind of way, but he don't want to look it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
My point is that, I think that some of them, not everybody, they're just extreme anyway. If they're going to a costume party, they're going to be in the pink. They're going to be in the wings flying off the back of their jet. Some people, they're just going to be extreme anyway. So if you take that person and you put him in a political power, he's going to be extreme in that too.
That's a good point. That's a good point. But the problem with that is, like we're always, you got all these people talking about Sharia law. Well, Sharia law basically says it's my way or the highway. You're going to do this or there is no other way. That Rastafarian artist you're talking about and all these businesses, and what's different about the way the gays are doing things, man? It's like their way where they will shut you down. They will throw you in prison. And by the way, guys like you and me, we're not even trying to deny them services or anything. We're just trying to have an opinion. If you're in front of me as a homosexual, I will and have treated you with utmost respect. How come I have to be villainized? I'm very troubled by that as an American.
Well, I think as Americans, man, we just got to wake up and realize the power that we have and start using it. And that's the vote. And when I mean the vote, I don't mean just political. I mean in every aspect of our lives. I'm talking about TV, right?
You're
vote
right.
With your television.
You're right. With your dollars. With everything.
Yeah. Vote for where you go spend your money at. Vote. That's a vote.
I totally agree with that.
I tell my wife, man, when I'm watching the TV program I don't like, I turn it so they don't get my rating.
Me too.
Me too. She's like, you think they care about the little stupid rating? I don't care. They're not getting my rating.
No, but it does matter, Rendell. It does matter. Look at what 6% of the population has been able to do, not only in legislation, but with power and money. Listen, if people of values, even if every parent in this country right this second who believes that what we believe about raising our children, if every single one of these parents said enough with this garbage on television, enough with the sexuality of women and teenage girls and all this crap, you would see such an enormous change in our culture. But people don't do that because they all think, oh, what does it matter? Well, it matters. And I think the gay community proves that it matters. And I actually think that we're mistaken by not thinking. I wholeheartedly agree with you.
It's an attack on the family. It's a
spiritual thing too.
It's a
spiritual thing.
And when you say hitting spirit, and I mean no harm or anything against gay people, because I think people are people and everyone deserves love. But only thing is that I have a situation with it. When that becomes an infringement on our own lives. You see what I'm saying? And
you know what's really sad? It's never been more good for a homosexual in the United States of America. You can be what you want to be. For the most part, people are going to celebrate you, love you, look at you an individual, laugh at you. And you know what I think is going to happen is I look at Russia, right? And I mean, it's just because you and I pay attention to global politics. But think about this. So Russia for a long time had a very similar attitude towards homosexual as America. You could get up, you could be gay. And then the gay community started pushing really hard in their culture, started really pushing legislation, and Vladimir Putin and a whole bunch of politicians saw it as an option, saw it as a way to like appease the masses, and they knew that the homosexuals were a minority, so they came down with a populist message that was very against freedom. And I disagree with Putin's attitude towards homosexuals. I don't think you should be persecuting them. I don't think you should be punishing them.
No.
I don't think they should be thrown in prison. And that's what they're doing. But I warn the gay community in this country. They're still very much a minority. And if they keep doing what they're doing, they flirt with the possibility of some politician or something that wants to exploit differences getting up there. And there's still an enormous amount of people that do not want their children to be seeing gay nonsense on TV and all kinds of stuff. I had this conversation. This just goes to show you that I mean what I say. I was having dinner. I was at a dinner party. 4 of the 7 people I was having dinner party with were hardcore homosexuals. And I said this to them. I said, guys, you don't pay attention to politics. I do. You guys might be pushing too hard with this stuff. And every single one of them was like, I haven't thought about that before. That could easily happen.
The program Empire right now is supposed to be big right now. Everybody's watching and talking about Empire. Yeah. I started watching it a long time ago because I'm not for the show. I think it's
because of the values
to our society. Yeah. Man, it's horrible. But
yeah,
I said it last year. But I told my wife last year that this year it's going to be 10 times worse. She watched it the other night. She came this morning, and my wife never likes to tell me I'm right. She said, Rondell, you was right, man. I can't even take it no more. It's just filthy now, man.
You know what's interesting? Why is it like that? It could be a good show without being that way. I always wonder when they have a good concept, why do they got to be so filthy about it all?
Because people respond to controversy. They respond to it. They want it. That's why rap got hardcore. That's why movies are so violent.
That's right. I can't disagree with that. Hey, man, great conversation.